And you... No. Oh god, that was not what I wanted. I mean, I have clear life lead here. I don't really gotta over... Wow. Why did I jump there? I'm dead. I don't know how I feel about this. I should be dead. Yeah. I jumped when I didn't need to. That's what got me killed. Yeah, that's definitely what cost me the game. All right, let me explain. You know what? Let's do this, right? We're gonna sit here. I'm gonna pull up the patch notes, right? And we're gonna sit here and talk about every change they made to Percival. Ew, what the fuck is this color? You're gonna sit here and dissect literally every patch. This works out because we're about to hit the 30 mark. We're about to hit like the 30-minute mark of the stream, so it's whatever. Let me just adjust my seat. All right. You gonna load us a bit? All right. So I got the patch notes right here. So first thing you need to understand about Percival, like before we even go into the, oh no, we're gonna like fully dissect this time. That's the difference. It's not gonna be like me just saying this character's shit, which he kind of is. It's literally like a more in-depth explanation. So first thing you have to understand is that Percival's, like, the cooldown system kind of fucks Percival now, right? So beforehand, that used to do 1500, or is it 1700? 1500, right? Easy inputs now do less damage. That's fine, whatever, right? If you use an easy input DP, you now suffer a longer cooldown than beforehand. So not only are you suffering nerfed damage, you're now suffering from a nerfed cooldown. Yay. So that makes it kind of harder to like deal with things that you couldn't possibly humanly react to, like Blanca Ball or just whatever the fuck that just came your way. Now you're actually suffering like an actual penalty. Alright. There was also the Fireball nerf, right? Beforehand, this used to knock down. Now only stocked versions knock down. I believe that still works on crouching, so I believe that's still fine. Oh, that doesn't even work on crouching anymore. Great. What else did you feel about this character? Okay, so let's actually like go into the character's notes. All right. This is now slower, which was his main poking tool. Yay. Well, how bad is that, right? Well, when you have characters like Charlotta, which was one of the main reasons I picked Percival to begin with, who could just be ignorant by using B-ball, and I have no punish for it, it kind of like hurts, doesn't it? So hold on, let's get Charlotte out. So again, just to reiterate, first off, you're penalized twice as hard for using an easy input DP. You suffer a longer cooldown and you suffer nerf damage, right? Because there's no way in hell you're reacting to Blanca Ball online. Alright. You're probably getting that offline, but you're not getting that online. Let's talk about his nerfs. Slower, recovery has been reduced. They added more recovery to this. They added more recovery to that as well. I don't know why they're just adding recovery and startup to everything, but you know, I'm not Arxis. This is now slower, right? So beforehand, right, going for Stand Fierce and Command Grab was like legit the same mix, because this was 12 frames and Stand Fierce was 12 frames. Now I believe this is 14 frames. We're not even gonna like get into that, right? This was kind of an irrelevant nerf. Before you could cancel this into 214H for a frame trap. That wasn't really a nerf that bothered me. Startup is slower. That's whatever. That was universal. Hit stop is shorter. And they said that the medium version will no longer make grounded opponents airborne on hit. I don't even want to like play this character long enough to figure out what the hell that means. They added recovery to heavy DP. Alright, now here's the thing that blows mine the most. Oh, I was talking about Fireball. Shit, I'm a terrible Percival player. This is slower. Like, this used to make him terrifying. Oh wait, this character's health is about to like deplete. Like, one of the most terrifying things about this character was this RPS game right here. And seeing how people dealt with this. Because they made the Fireball slower, I have like no doubt in my mind that most people could just jump over this and punish it. Charlotta could do it beforehand, and I'm pretty sure characters like Zoe, who has EX Lightning, or Lance, who has like Jump U. I'm pretty sure like because of that, that's pretty bad right now. This no longer knocks down, which is really shitty. I kind of miss this. Like, doesn't even, how do I? Like, I don't see a purpose for EX Fireball right now. On hit, at least. You can't combo into it, so it's just like, whatever the fuck. The only buff that they gave this character that I can visibly see is using medium or heavy slot dash doesn't use the cooldown. Doesn't use your stop. I gotta use full ult, bruh. Nope. That doesn't even make sense, because beforehand there were things that you could do off of just regular Fireball, regular EX Fireball, regardless if it was full auto combo or not. Full auto combo should make it harder to do it, not easier. But I don't know. I stopped playing this character for a bit. They nerfed that. I don't know why they nerfed that, but they nerfed that for some stupid reason. They added more recovery. So if you get the clean hit, like if you get the full close-up of everything, they added more recovery, and they reduced your advantage's frames. I don't know why they did that. Like, I feel like they were just trying to nerf this character into the ground at this point, because some of these nerfs don't make sense. The reward for that shouldn't be nerfed. I mean, we all know this had to go at some point. Like, that is a fair nerf. This is also a fair nerf. This is more of a buff, especially since they did something like this, where they made it easier for it to proc, so you get the close hit animation, so you get that extra damage. But Jesus. Alright, so again, I don't see how this character's top 5. They said that this attack has been adjusted. The effect on this attack has been adjusted, but we don't know. Oh, it hits crouchers now. Okay, cool. Great. I don't know why they made like his main poking tool slower, but they did that. But they reduced the recovery, but I'm not sure if that's really good. Like, in the long scheme of things, I'd rather have less startup and more recovery, I guess. They increased recovery of these two moves. No clue why. Startup is slower on his Fireball. Or his light Fireball. Which was pretty much how you literally got away with it. Like, I understand why they did it, but I don't understand why they did it at the same time. Because this was literally a way of, like, gut checking your opponent to see if they knew how to deal with this. And all this required was like 5 minutes of lab work, and I guess people didn't want to fucking lab how to deal with light Fireball. So they just nerfed it anyways and bitched about it and complained. Added more startup to this. Before, this used to be uniform with 5H. It used to be 12 frames. I think this is 14 now. Hit stop is now shorter. And the medium fireball no longer makes your opponent airborne. Which really fucking sucks, because I actually like that buff. I mean, I like that thing about his medium fireball. They added recovery to his heavy fireball, which means you don't get the combos that you used to get, which also sucks again, because before this used to work. Yeah, that used to work. Now it doesn't. But you know who gets 3 fierces in the fucking combo? Bellio does. They made his DP slower. I mean, his light DP I understand. His medium DP I understand. I don't like how he got nerfed for having a command grab, got nerfed for being a Shoto, and then being nerfed for being Percival. Like, yeah, cool. You nerf his DP and that make it that easy input DPs have longer cooldowns. That's fine. That's reasonable. But also nerfing the damage doesn't make sense. Like, it should be one or the other, not both. So now I'm penalized 2 ways, and now I still have to go a longer duration of time without my tool. This is cool, but it's pointless in the long run. Like, okay, sure, whatever. It doesn't take the actual stock to like commit to the follow-up, but it's just like, why? Your reward for doing that is lower because they increased recovery and nerfed the advantages frames. I'm like, why? Why? And then they nerfed SSBA, which is fine. I think like the nerfs that put it over the top is the recovery from this. Like, why did you do all of that and then let another character have the exact same thing you took away from this character? Like, it doesn't make sense. Because then you want to argue that like Bellio and Percival are top 5 when I'm just like, what? That makes no sense when Bellio has that everything Percival doesn't. I mean, I guess this is also a good buff. Like, after this, you're closer to the opponent. But good luck getting someone to block in this fucking game with your command grab because, you know, 14 frames to startup. Like, it don't make sense. Like, what they did to Percival was like the equivalent of like having your arm broken and then saying, here's a lollipop. Use this to treat your wounds. Oh, look, it's Percival versus better Percival. Okay, you killed yourself. Thank you. I missed this. Son. I need to make like a more in-depth video because I didn't even go over his combo routes and how they were affected.
Versus Percival.
Okay, you are just swinging for the heavens. How about, did you learn your lesson yet? How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? He just kept doing it. He didn't care. Let us do the actual fully in-depth Percival on why I don't think this character is like top 5. So this is kind of cool because it allows you to combo on crouching opponents, which is kind of great. I don't understand why they made this slower. Like, it seems so stupid to do that because that was like his main poking tool. Meanwhile, you still got this big ass shit you could throw out for no fucking reason, and that's perfectly fine. This is one of those decisions where I feel like it should have been one or the other, not both. Like, I don't understand why would they nerf both of these normals. by adding recovery to it, but they did. This was kind of irrelevant in the long scheme of things, because I don't think most people used it and remembered that, oh shit, I can cancel into 214HH. So to me, this is like, alright, whatever. They made this 14 frames. I hate it here. I actually hate it here. I don't know why they fucking did that. Because beforehand it was like a mix, because this was 12 frames, and now you had to guess between like eating a 5H, which could literally make you explode into like 70% of your health, or getting command grabbed and losing like 40%. Which really was only scary at like lesser health ranges, but yeah. This shit is stupid. I don't know why they nerfed it. Yeah, I believe they add, whenever they say they like made something slower or faster, I feel like they only add 2 frames of recovery or 2 frames of startup. 2 seems like the magic number in this game. They added startup to this. I don't know why. Like this was like a skill check for me. Like, if you knew how to deal with Percival's fireball, that meant you sat in the lab for like 10 fucking minutes and understood what your options were against his light fireball. Because everyone had an option against his fireball. It's whether you knew how to, like, call him out for it, which was the problem. But, you know, people will cry about it, like, oh, his light fireball is too fucking good. I'm like, no, you just never been in the fucking lab. If you had a fireball, literally your answer was just to use EX fireball. But no one ever uses EX fucking fireball against my fireball, and it just let me get away with bloody murder. And now they're mad I'm getting away with murder when you had the obvious answer to deal with it, but just never chose to lab it. Medium fireball, the hit stop is shorter. This shit doesn't knock down. This pains me. This pains me inexplicably so. You guys don't know how much this fucking pains me. Like, looking at this shit and not seeing a fried potato on the floor hurts me in ways you don't understand. They added recovery to that. I don't know why. To me, I feel like they nerfed Percival on 3 occasions. One for having a command grab, because I think every command grab character got their command grab nerfed in some shape or form. And then Percival got nerfed for being a Shoto because his fireballs are slower, his EX fireballs don't knock down unless he's stocked, and his DPs are slower now too. And then he got nerfed for being Percival, which was having very, very long limbs, which is, I really think, is fucking stupid. Yeah, slower DP, that's fine. That's universal. Heavy DP, he loses invincibility during his forward movement. Allow me to like paint a picture on what this means. Son, his command grab being comboable doesn't really make a difference. Because we were literally playing in a patch where 2 characters got unskilled damage off a throw. One of them did it mid-screen. So it was like, yeah, that kind of fucking sucks. So, oh, that's the wrong move. I just want you to like realize it took me like 6 attempts to get that done. Like, if the fireball's already out, I'm pretty much fucked, which really fucking sucks. But you know what? His DP was kind of good, so I'm not that mad about it. They made it so that only the follow-ups take the stock instead of the actual dash, which is pretty cool. I think that should have probably been in the game from jump. But you know what? I'm not gonna judge. I don't understand why they made this, like, they nerfed that. Like, they only nerfed the clean hit version and not the non-clean hit version. That doesn't really make sense to me. So now I have more recovery on it and less advantages frames. I'm like, it's not like I really got anything stupid off of it. So I'm just like, meh. They buffed the recovery on this. While nerfing the recovery on this. Which means he loses all his combos mid-screen. Which really fucking sucks. Even on counter hit. Which sucks even more. Like, at least let me get something on counter hit. Like, if I train them and they wanna... If I train them and then they just want... Like, what? Son. Throw a dog a fucking bone here. Like, sure, I get SBA, but that's like a once-in-a-round situation. Yeah, it shouldn't have been -1. I will agree with that completely. If they want to, like, make it unsafer on block, cool. I'm fine with that. That makes sense. But now it's like, goddamn, what the fuck do I do? Like, well, I get sweep, but... That shit is just disgusting. And they even nerfed this move, right? So now you can. So now when you're doing this move, the counter hit state changes. So before it used to be when the active frames ended, and now it just says now if you get hit before that number actually increments, that's a counter hit, which fucking sucks. Like, good lord. And to make matters worse, that is not your new max damage. Before, that was your safety net combo. That was the combo you did because you didn't want to drop the actual max damage. Now it is your max damage. Before, you used to get 5C after that. And then they exploded for like 70%. But, yeah. That's why you never got hit by raw 5C versus this character. But, you know, shit changes, I guess. They wanted Percival to be fair. And by Percival being fair, I guess they wanted to completely neuter him and, like, emasculate him despite being a king. But, you know, the character's still top 5. People will argue with me when they don't play the character and tell me the character's top 5 because one said the character was top 5 when there is a myriad of other Percival players who also play the character and say the character's not top 5. But I guess that one other person manages to, like, oversee us all. I don't know. People are weird. Yeah, clearly I need more cards to farm.